Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing awesome today. So in today's video, we are going to be doing a video that has been requested by a lot of you. A lot of you have been getting impatient. So in today's video, as you can tell by the title, we are going to be doing the 1 year update, not two, the 1 year update on my Medusa piercing. I know, I'm finally getting around to doing this, all right? So I got my Medusa, or my philtrum pierce, in August of 2020, and as I am sitting here filming this video, it is August of 2021. So I have had this piercing for 1 year. For those of you who don't know, this piercing has been literally my dream piercing for, oh my God, at least 6 years I have wanted this piercing. And last year, I just decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. You only live once, we're all gonna die, and I don't wanna live my life knowing that I didn't do something that I really wanted to do. So I really wanted to get this piercing, and I got it. I went one day. It was a little difficult finding a place that was doing piercings under the mask because of the whole, pandemic that we're in. So that was a little difficult, but I found a place that was willing to do a lip piercing, because a lot of places weren't doing piercings that were underneath the mask because they didn't want to be near like your nose and mouth, which, I understand, but at the same time, like, fucking come on. I did do a full video on like my experience, and I included like a little bit of footage of me getting it done. We weren't technically allowed to record, but I kind of like secretly recorded anyway. It's not the best footage, but I did do a full video like that, and this is basically just a 1 year update. A lot of you wanted to know how was the healing process, how did you find jewelry, etc., etc. So I honestly don't really remember what it was like getting the piercing. I think I talked more about that in the first video that I did, but I remember people telling me, how badly that piercing hurts, because I guess there's a lot of nerve endings in this area of your face, and a lot of people were saying like, oh my gosh, that piercing hurts so bad, blah, blah, blah. And I don't remember it hurting a whole lot. I mean, obviously it hurt, but the best thing about piercings is the pain literally lasts like 5 seconds and then it's over with. I mean, then you have to go through the whole healing process, which can be a bitch, but I mean, the whole like piercing itself, I don't remember it being that bad. I thought it was honestly going to be way, way worse. And the whole healing process, in the beginning, I was a little nervous about it because it is considered an oral piercing, a lip piercing, and obviously you use your mouth to eat, talk, suck dick. You use this area a lot in everyday life, right? So I was pretty nervous about eating, drinking, all that stuff. I was afraid of it getting caught on my teeth. I was afraid of, just a whole bunch of stuff. But honestly, the healing process was surprisingly easy, even though I did have a pretty long bar, which I am glad for because I did swell pretty good. I think I included footage of that in the original video. I think day 3, I might be remembering this wrong, but I'm pretty sure day 3 was the worst for the swelling, so that long bar was definitely needed, and it definitely accommodated the amount of swelling that I had. I am typically a bleeder. I'm typically a sweller when it comes to piercings and tattoos, honestly, so I really wasn't surprised when it swelled up that much, because that's just how it goes for me. But after the swelling went down and things like that, it was actually pretty easy, and I think I waited 6 weeks. I think I waited 6 weeks before I changed it to a shorter bar, and that went surprisingly easy. Like, it didn't hurt. It was very easy to do. It was great. Like, the healing process was very, very nice. The only shitty thing that I remember about having the really long bar in my lip is I love pop. I drink a lot of pop, like pop in a can, where you that thing. The one thing I remember that was super shitty with the long bar is every time I would take a drink like this, the little cap thing, I had this happen a couple times, and it was honestly like fucking traumatizing because it hurt and it was scary, and I thought I was gonna rip my lip off. But the long bar would like catch on the pop can cap thing, and I would take a drink and I wouldn't realize it, and I would And I would be like, oh my God, mother trucker. That was really shitty. So I started drinking all my drinks with a straw for a while because getting it caught on a pop can, 10 out of 10 would not recommend. I know a lot of people are going to ask about my teeth because yes, it is an oral piercing. The inside of the piercing is in fact rubbing right here, I think. So it's not directly on my teeth, but it is on my gums, and if you constantly have friction on your gums, they are going to recede over time. It's just inevitable. I don't care how good of a piercer you are. I don't care how high quality jewelry you use. If you have friction on your gums constantly, it is going to cause recession. It is going to cause damage, okay? That's just inevitable. No lip oral piercing is ever permanent. Like, I don't know of anyone who has had any sort of piercing like that for their whole lifetime. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to cause damage. The last time I was at the dentist, obviously they noticed that I got a new piercing. We're glad that I took my tongue ring out because that really fucked up my bottom teeth. And so they were glad about that, and then they were like, oh, you got another piercing. And I was like, fuck yeah, I did. Like, what are you gonna do about it? And they did look at my teeth, and it has not affected my teeth. It has not affected my gums yet. Okay, keyword there, yet. I do plan on having this piercing for as long as I possibly can because it is hands down my favorite piercing I have ever had in my entire life. I absolutely love it. Basically, how I cleaned it is obviously I kicked up my oral hygiene. I would mouthwash every single time I had a cigarette, after I had any food or anything that wasn't water, because you really want to kind of keep the bacteria on the inside as minimal as possible. You don't just want to have stuff sit in there. So I really kind of kicked up my oral hygiene for a little bit. On the outside, I was just using like some saline sea salt solution spray on the outside. I wasn't doing anything super heavy because the good thing about human bodies is they tend to heal themselves quite often. So you really don't have to, you know, over clean, because sometimes obviously over cleaning can do more harm than good. Just cleaned a couple times a day on the outside and just made sure everything was clean on the inside. The whole finding jewelry, that is something that I have always struggled with. I have never been good at sizing. I've never been good at anything like that. The only thing I know for sure is I know what every single gauge my piercing is, but when it comes to the actual size, the length of things is what I really struggle with. I can't figure it out, okay? So basically what I did is I went into my jewelry collection and I started looking at all of my helix bars, because pretty much helix bars, lip piercings, they're all pretty relatively similar. So I basically looked at those and I was, you know, looking at them. I was comparing the longer ones to the shorter ones, and I was like trying to guess what size would be good for my lip. And I know this is like not how you do it, but I would like pinch my lip on the inside and I would like feel around and be like, okay, like that size might be good. So the first size that I got, I started out with like 5/8 in length, and that was just way too long. So then, you know, I went down and down and finally started playing around with 1/4. And it was a very good snug fit, not too tight, but it was like a really nice snug fit to the point where I could talk without it catching on anything. When I would turn my head, it wasn't sticking out a mile away, because I fucking hate that shit. It is so ugly when you see people that have a piercing and it just sticks way out. I mean, obviously not the initial piercing, because you need that long bar. I'm talking like after it's healed. I can't stand that. So I really like my jewelry to be nice and snug, but not squeezing to the point where it's going to get irritated. Does that make sense? I found for me that 1/4 length 16 gauge is what I personally wear in my lip. Now, I feel like for my Monroe, I feel like it was a little bit longer. Like, lengths for lip piercings are going to be different depending where on your lip you get pierced, because some people have a thicker upper lip or a thicker bottom lip, or, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So you really just kind of want to play around and kind of guesstimate. And that's the good thing about, you know, cheaper body jewelry, is you can get a couple cheap options in different sizes and you can try them out and see what's comfortable and see what works for you. And then once you find a good length, you can get something, you know, a little bit more permanent, a little bit more pricey that's going to work. So definitely I recommend that if you are trying to find a size for a specific piercing, definitely just get some cheap stuff, like, you know, off of Amazon or Body Candy or something. Like, I know Body Candy has like a 99-cent section. Get a bunch of cheap stuff and see what works for you. That's really all I can say. Or if you really, you know, want to go that extra mile, you can just go to a piercer and they can probably measure you, I'm guessing. Now, the one thing that I went through, I changed my lip piercing for the first time, and this is actually a thing and I didn't realize it, but I definitely went through the nesting phase, because when I changed it, you know, I would notice that it would start to get a little sore on the inside, and I could kind of feel my lip wrapping around the back plate, and I was like, what the fuck, like, is this not the right size? So I started questioning my size choices and things like that, and I started doing like some research and asking around, and apparently there is this thing with lip piercings called the nesting phase. And basically, when you have that long bar in, when you get the initial piercing, obviously there's still a lot of room. And then once you go down to a shorter bar, your body almost kind of has to re-heal or readjust to that length. I hope this is making sense, and don't quote me on any of this. This is probably, it might just be all bullshit. I don't know for fact. But just from what I found, it is called like the nesting phase. So basically I went through about like a 2 to 3 week period where anything I wore in my lip just wasn't comfortable, and I did have to go to like a longer size for a while because I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. But like the inside of my lip, little like back plate right there, that was attractive. I noticed that it just wasn't comfortable. Like, it was sitting really deep in my lip and it was starting to get really red, and I was like, what the fuck is this? So after doing like all that research and shit, you know, I babied my lip for a little bit, you know, did some sea salt rinses, mouthwash, things like that. And it literally one day I just woke up and it went away. Like, I no longer had an issue. I could wear the shorter bars again. It was really bizarre, okay? I don't remember going through, or maybe I do. But I think I went through something similar with my Monroe, but I don't really remember because that was fucking years ago. I really want to know, let me know down in the comments, did any of you go through any sort of nesting phase like that? Because I feel like, I don't know, is that a thing? Like, did any of you go through that with any of your lip piercings? I want to know. Overall, the piercing, the take care of it, the healing process, changing it, super easy. Like, don't take my word for it. Everyone's personal experience is literally so different. Piercings affect different people in different ways. You know, like belly button piercings, you know, sometimes people, it works out for them great the first time. Some people it rejects or migrates, so they have to get it done 3-4 times, you know. So just like, don't take my experience and expect your experience to literally be the exact same thing, because it is so different for everybody. I do wear 16 gauge 1/4 of an inch in length and internally threaded jewelry in my lip piercing, in case any of you are wondering. I get a lot of my jewelry from Body Candy. I don't necessarily just look in the lip piercing section. Sometimes I will get helix piercing jewelry with the flat back plate. For instance, the one that I'm wearing in my lip right now, I will come closer. So the one that I'm wearing in my lip right now is actually an earring. Like, it goes in like a helix or something like that. But it actually works perfectly for a lip piercing. They're pretty much the same damn thing, okay? Just the only difference is gauge and length and, you know, all that stuff. So kissing, my boyfriend and stuff, anything, you know, sexual wise, I really don't notice it. It doesn't really get in the way. Sometimes when he kisses me, he can feel it on his lip. Like, if we do a really hard kiss or something, he will feel the jewelry, but it doesn't bother him. It doesn't, like, you know, it doesn't hurt him or anything. It's not like it cuts his lip wide open, you know what I mean? Fine, eating is fine with it, talking is fine with it. I wouldn't mind getting, you know, one right here so I could have like a, what are those called? Because we have like the dolphin bites, snake bites, spider bites, angel bites. There's something, I think if you have one here and one here, I think it's called cyber bites. I don't know why. I don't know where the fuck they come up with these names. Really would like to get another one down here. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. If I were to get another one, I feel like that would look pretty cool. that's another thing I'll do is if I'm wanting a piercing or whatever and I want to know what it's going to look like, just take eyeliner or just take a picture of yourself and like draw where the piercing would be and see how it would look. So this is how it would look if I had 2 of them. Obviously, like, this is eyeliner, so I don't know. I think that would look pretty cool, but I kind of want to do it. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. And that's really all that I have for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this little update. Let me know if you have any other questions down in the comments, and I will try my best to answer you guys. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful and informative, make sure you go down and give this video a huge thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. If you are new to my channel and this is the first video of mine that you are seeing and you like piercings, make sure you go down and hit that red subscribe button. I do upload every 3 to 4 days here, and I have playlists on literally every single piercing I have ever had in my existence, so make sure you go and check those out if you are interested. As the rest of you, I love you guys so much. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video. I love you guys. Bye! Mwah. Okay, now I need to finish up. It's like it never happened.